Breaking from Westminster, the biggest welfare overhaul in over a decade is now charging through Parliament, and it's going to impact millions of lives. A new bill is set for its second reading this Tuesday, and it carries sweeping changes for Universal Credit and Personal Independence Payment, or PIP. We're talking about brand new work guarantees, massive reforms to PIP assessments, permanent exemptions for people with severe conditions, inflation-proof increases for existing claimants, but also drastic cuts for new health-related claims. So, what's actually going on behind the scenes? Who wins, who loses, and what should you do right now if you or a loved one are affected? Stay with us, we're about to unpack everything you need to know, in plain, honest English. This isn't just another bill quietly slipping through the system. This is a high-stakes standoff between the government, its own MPs, and the people who rely on the UK's benefits safety net every single day. With pressure mounting from disability rights campaigners, charities, and even senior Conservative backbenchers, the Department for Work and Pensions has been forced to introduce 11th-hour amendments. According to Work and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall, these reforms are about creating a modern, compassionate, and fair welfare system. But critics argue it's more about cutting costs than protecting people. Whatever side you're on, one thing is clear: this bill will reshape the landscape for benefit claimants for years to come. Let's start with PIP Personal Independence Payment. For the first time in over a decade, the government is launching a full-scale reassessment of how PIP is awarded. The reason? Mental health claims have tripled since 2013, with many feeling the system simply doesn't reflect their day-to-day struggles. The new plan involves co-designing assessments with disabled people and advocacy groups, simplifying the evidence collection process, reducing reassessments for people with stable, long-term conditions, scrapping arbitrary point scoring tasks like boiling pasta or tying shoelaces. This is a major win for campaigners who've fought against a tick-box culture that many say undermines real-world disability. But let's be honest, this isn't happening overnight. The overhaul will roll out in stages, and it's crucial to know where you stand. Imagine being able to try working without fear of losing your benefits. That's the promise of the government's new right to try guarantee. It's designed for people who want to attempt work even part-time without being slapped with a full benefits reassessment. Under this new law, you can test employment without immediate risk. You'll receive support to gradually re-enter the workforce. If it doesn't work out, you remain protected. For those managing fluctuating health conditions or building confidence after time away from work, this is a game changer. However, details remain vague. Will employers cooperate? How long is the trial period? Will it include mental health support? We'll be watching closely as these elements roll out. Now here comes the controversial bit. Starting in November 2026, all new PIP claimants will face stricter eligibility rules. The big changes include: you'll need to score at least 4 points on daily living tasks to qualify. Mental health symptoms may need to meet more clinical criteria. Functional descriptors for tasks like communicating or preparing food will be updated. Important, current PIP claimants are safe for now. These new rules only apply to new applications after the 2026 deadline. But that means if you're on the fence about applying, now might be the time to get your claim in. The delay is seen as a tactical move, deferring the most unpopular aspects until after the next general election. Still, experts warn that thousands of future applicants may be excluded, particularly those with mild to moderate mental health needs. This is a rare bit of universal praise for the government's reforms. Under the new plan, over 200,000 people with severe, lifelong conditions will be exempt from routine assessments. That includes people with advanced neurodegenerative conditions like MND or Parkinson's, those with terminal illnesses, individuals with profound physical disabilities who will not improve. For years, these groups were forced to jump through bureaucratic hoops to prove they were still sick. Now, with this policy shift, they'll receive ongoing support without repeat testing. This is not only humane, it's efficient. And it finally acknowledges that not every condition is a temporary setback. There's also a significant financial win on the table for many universal credit recipients. Ministers have committed to increasing UC payments above inflation over the next 4 years. Key figures. A single adult over 25 will be £725 better off by 2029. That's £250 more than inflation alone would offer. Over 3.9 million households will benefit from the uplift. And for those on the health element of universal credit, rates will rise every year until 2030. Existing claimants are fully protected under these increases. For once, we're seeing a long-term benefits policy that offers clarity and security, something often missing in welfare reform. But here's the flip side, and it's significant. From April 2026, new claimants who apply for universal credit because of health conditions will receive just £50 per week in extra support. That's less than half the current rate. Ministers argue the existing system incentivizes people to remain ill by paying too much for the health component. But critics say this is a dangerous myth. Disability rights groups warn. The change will deter people from applying. It risks increasing poverty, homelessness, and mental health breakdowns. And it sends the wrong message about valuing people with disabilities. This part of the reform has already sparked legal threats and could become a major battleground in Parliament. To offset some of the backlash, the government is also unveiling a £2.2 billion support package. This includes £300 million across 3 years for disability employment services, a brand new Work Well program developed with the NHS, career coaching, job placement help, and mental health support. The goal is to boost employment among people with health challenges, which is positive in principle. But experts warn that unless these services are properly funded, widely available, and empathetically delivered, they risk becoming another set of failed tick-box schemes. Watch this space. It's not just working-age adults affected. The bill includes 2 key updates for older adults and pensioners. Free bus pass scheme set to be restored for over 60s in England, reversing earlier restrictions. BBC licence fee relief. The exemption for over 75s may return, with a formal proposal expected autumn 2025. These measures aim to support people on fixed incomes, especially those facing higher food and energy costs. While they are modest, these perks could make a real difference in quality of life and signal a shift toward more age-friendly policy. So what does all this mean in practical terms? If you're a current claimant, you're largely protected. Rates will increase. Reassessments may decrease. If you plan to claim after 2026, you'll face tougher eligibility rules and lower support, especially if it's health-related. If you're unsure of your rights, now is the time to seek advice from Citizens Advice, a welfare rights officer, or trusted charities. And remember, you have a voice in all of this. The bill hasn't passed yet, and public feedback still matters. The second reading of this bill happens on Tuesday, and that's when we'll see where MPs stand. Will they vote it through as is? Will they demand more protections? Or will they delay the rollout altogether? We'll be following the debate live, and bringing you updates, reactions, and breakdowns as they happen. Because this is about real people, real money, and real consequences. And the more you know, the better prepared you'll be. If this video helped clarify things, please like the video so others can find it. Subscribe to our channel for weekly updates. Comment below, what do you think of these reforms? Are they fair? Misguided? Long overdue? We want to hear from you. And share this video with friends, carers, parents, and anyone affected by universal credit or PIP. They need to know what's coming. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just policy. It's people. Thanks for watching, and stay strong, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one.